Please be aware that the following podcast may contain adult themes and adult language. Also, this is just for fun, and these are just our opinions. We're not experts, just really, really emotionally invested.
รายการต่อไปนี้
And welcome to part 2 of the grand finale of season 1 of That's Such BL.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm your host G.
And I'm your other host E.
And we are going to be continuing our What the Duck viewing because the definition of insanity is doing something over and over again and expecting different results.
That's right. And that's what we're going to do. Obviously, if you listen to the first episode, you will know that we didn't end it in the same condition we're in now. It's a different day. We've taken a break. We've come back renewed to start watching again from episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
So, first impressions of What the Duck.
Oh, now that we're sober again and we've really racked our brains to figure out what happened in the first 5 episodes, it started strongish. Like, looking back on where we ended it,
right,
it actually started pretty strong.
Yeah.
Like, you think that the beginning is pretty average, but then as you go on, you discover that actually the beginning was probably the best bit of it.
Yeah.
I don't think in a sober state we would have continued watching.
No.
So I still stand to my word of, I think drinking while watching What the Duck is better. However, I don't think it makes the content better. I think it just puts you in a state of mind where you have no choice but to watch it, basically.
You just have to keep going to try and make sense.
You just keep on going because you can't remember how a remote control works, so you can't stop it, basically.
We are drinking again, but like less this time. This is a note to myself. I am not going to go too crazy.
We won't be doing the shot game of doing a shot every time you see a duck because we might kill ourselves.
That was the most lethal part of it, for sure. I didn't even remember that we had taken shots until you told me the next day.
Oh, yeah. So the next few episodes are longer episodes.
We've reached a stretch of like 45 minutes to an hour long episodes. And then after that, around I think episode 10, they're going to start getting shorter again. We mentioned this before, but like, why? That didn't make itself clear at all while we were watching either, why the episodes are such bizarre lengths. But just one of the many things to look forward to when you watch What the Duck.
Yeah, just unexplained shit, basically. That's What the Duck all over. So let's put on episode 6.
Let's do it.
And we'll see you in a couple hours. Is that the math? Is that
yes, on the flip side.
Basically 2 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you then.
Bye, kids. Hello.
We're back. Oh my god. Right, we've just spent 3 hours watching What the Duck. Episodes 6, 7 and 8.
About, 3 episodes.
Jesus Christ, so much happened. It feels like we've been here for much longer than 3 hours watching this. Okay,
Interestingly enough, let's start with, this isn't going to be as roasting as the first part was.
No.
Because it wasn't nearly as bad as the first 5 episodes.
We're enjoying it more. Okay, so here's one thing to say. The storyline to do with Oat and Pop, the main couple, anytime they're on screen, I don't fucking care. It's so drawn out and boring and bad. All the other storylines, even though some of them are too dramatic and too stupid, are way more interesting. I'm so much more interested in the other. So the fact that everyone else is in it more is making it more bearable to me.
Yes.
Yeah. For sure. Okay, let me jump into my notes and try and make sense of these. I put intro is very cute. We've talked about that.
Yeah, we still like
the intro.
it.
We still like the intro.
Like it.
And they put all their Insta handles in it, which I noticed this time, which is kind of fun. Well, it was the only way we could find the director, who is like not named anywhere else online.
He watched the final result.
You could do it. You could do it. He watched the final cut.
He watched the final cut of this, and he just said, "You know what? You don't need to credit me. I'm good.
Can't all be winners." Literally. Well, he made some interesting creative choices in this, for sure. Okay, let's try and remember. Again, so much has happened, so let's try and remember what's happened. The first note I've put company as a drug front. The reason I've put this is because it's very unclear what they do. They all have computers with desks, but they never use them. The computers are never turned on. Even as like a background detail, I feel like someone should be like on an Excel spreadsheet or something, like typing some random shit in. But they're all just sitting. They're either standing up talking to each other, doing absolutely fuck all, or they're sitting at their desk in front of a blank computer
like
screen
on their phone or something.
I don't understand. So it's fully a drug front. This, I think, also explains like this suspicious white man who's like, oh, why is he there? Mr. P, what are you doing? There's something illegal happening here for sure. I put Mew as extra cute. Oh, that is a theme of this.
Mew is just an angel, and whatever series he is in, he just makes it 10 times better.
It is worth watching this show just for the parts with Mew in it. Skip through to them because he is unbelievably cute. Mew is like, I don't know how to say this without sounding fully weird. Mew's like sexy in Tarn type, but he's just adorable in this. He looks younger. He's so cute.
So far, he's only been a sad boy, because a lot of shit happens to him in these 3 episodes, and he's just being sad. But in the next few episodes, it looks like he's going to be a little bit happier.
I hope so. Can we get Mew in a comedy? Can we get Mew in a series where nothing but good things happen to him? Because every scene in this, he started crying in such a, like...
And you can tell he's bringing up like real fucking experiences.
He's a good actor. Like he brings it, and he starts crying in the middle of a sentence, and it took my heart out. I was like, oh my god. So we love you, Mew. Homophobic Dad 101 is the next one I've put. Okay, so this is we are continuing Rambo's storyline of he has to get married to this foreign girl so that she can get some, like, the Thai version of a green card, and apparently Rambo is the one who has to do it, and there is no pushback from him whatsoever. No.
For some reason. I guess, well, he loves his dad very much, obviously.
Right.
But he has Mew.
Literally.
And he agreed to marry him, and all of a sudden he's like, oh yeah, well, I'll marry this girl, and I'll also have Mew on the side, because that's okay. That just happens.
Right, like, everyone in this is, barring like 2 or 3 people, everyone in this is so annoying and stupid.
I'm not likeable.
So not likeable.
Not likeable at all.
Yeah, so Homophobic Dad, he's this weird like combination of being very gentle and like sweet, but also like he's saying horrible things. It's kind of intense. The timeline's really confusing. Okay, so here's the thing. There is a lot of flashbacks used in this, and for the number of flashbacks they used, you would think that they would understand how a flashback works. The way that this series does flashbacks is it shows us things that we haven't even seen, and sometimes they're not even relevant to the thing that is happening in the current... It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
And then sometimes when they do show us flashbacks, it's flashbacks of scenes we have literally just watched like 10 minutes ago. And it's like, we don't need reminding that thing happened. We watched it 10 minutes ago. You don't need to give us a flashback to like reiterate a point you're trying to make, because we remember.
We've
like,
just seen it.
Don't treat your audience like they're dumb.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I have a good one.
Go for it.
So, we can't remember what the exact turning point was for Oat starting to like Pop. However, when we started watching episode 6, it became very obvious that he started associating Pop with his mother.
Oh my god.
Now, those of you who have done any kind of English literature lesson knows what the Oedipus or Oedipus complex is. This is clearly what is going on here. I don't know if that's the intention, but they fully showed us a flashback of Oates' mum, like, drying his hair, like, toweling his hair. And that's because Pop was toweling Oates' hair in the present. So we got a flashback of his mum doing that. And me and E just looked at each other like, oh no.
Literally. And you know what made it even worse was that this horrible scene with Art, what's his character's name? Rambo and his dad, they had this argument about him being gay. The dad's like, what did I do wrong? Is it because your mother walked out on us? You shouldn't blame her. Is it that she didn't love you enough? So we've got this scene where they've... And Art Rambo really clearly says, no, it's nothing to do with that. In fact, weirdly, he says it's because you were such a good role model to me. You love me so much. I mean, maybe that's the reason for some people, but I think that just made it equally strange. Anyway, they spent a good portion of time very firmly doing away with the fact that, like, you're probably not gay because you've got some kind of mummy issues. And then they very, very blatantly brought that in for the next couple. And also, the other thing that's weird about that is they made a comment about how his hair smelled so bad.
Yes.
I'm like, have you just not been washing your hair for your entire life? He didn't even lean in very far to sniff it.
I think maybe the point is that he washes his hair, but maybe he doesn't dry it properly because that reminds him of a specific mother memory. That's the only thing I can think of. It's so convoluted, but that's the only thing I can think of.
But in both of them, he said, his mum and Oat were like, your hair smells bad. Which is like such a specific and kind of gross.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a very strange kind of interaction.
But the whole thing was weird.
Yeah.
That whole thing was weird. So, like, episode 6, basically what happened is Mew and Art argued. Art's dad fought with him as well. Art lied to Mew. Mew deserves so much better. Mew's a fucking badass, and I've put in brackets hot daddy because that is what she said to me immediately afterwards.
Okay, this is because they were all talking in the cafe. She wanted to go to the bathroom to give them some space, but then Mew, just fully like stone-faced, was like, excuse me, can you sit down?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that is the Mew I signed up for.
That awakened something. He was fully, he for the first time started to grow a backbone. He was crying, he was sad, and then he was like, do you know what? I'm not going to be treated this way. Stand up for yourself. They put very dramatic music in that scene. Like, music that made you think that
we
the
haven't
girlfriend...
even talked about the music. Alright, firstly, I want to say, our boy Song Pop.
Boy Song Pop.
Back at it again. Like, he just seems to be everywhere. Which, fair enough.
Right.
He's got a beautiful voice.
He is BL OST King. Boy Song Pop. We love you.
But the music that I can only describe as like stock music from like a website that they've clearly just bought is very off-putting.
Super off-putting.
Like, they decide to play like upbeat, happy, jokey, kind of fun music during arguments, and then like they also decide to play very dramatic, like dun 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 music during not very dramatic scenes at all.
Sometimes the only conclusion that you can draw from the music is that one of the characters is going to kill one of the other characters. That's how intense and stupid it is. And it's a completely normal conversation they're having underneath it, but it's like dun 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 dun. Oh my god, what's gonna happen? Someone's gonna die. No one's died yet, unfortunately.
That would really up this series.
Yeah.
If someone just died.
Yeah, some of these people are just so fucking awful. Mew and what's she called? The girlfriend. They're orphans. They're brother and sister, and they're
brother
orphans.
and sister orphans.
Brother and sister orphans. I've written Sad Bitch Club because they're both crying all the time.
Yeah.
Hazing music. Why have I written hazing music?
Yes, because I pointed out the hazing music was like really upbeat as if like they're trying to tell the audience, they're gonna do some low-key bullying, but don't worry about it too much.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, really, yes, worry about it.
Yeah.
Workplace bullying is not okay.
And the bullying that starts to happen in episode 7 is some of the work. Like this character, this stewardess character who is P. Beauty, I think that's what she's called.
She's called Beauty.
Beauty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She is maybe one of, if not the worst, BL villain I have ever...
We only placed Long above her.
Yeah. Because
it goes Long in this bitch.
Yeah, because Long achieved the awful goals that he set out, and hers were similar. If you've seen Time Type Series 1, you'll know what we're talking about. She really wants to physically hurt this woman, and for no fucking reason.
This woman has not done anything to her.
Well, she has a perceived slight because she has a friendship with a pilot that this woman wants to be.
That's it.
In a relationship with.
That's it.
I can't. It escalates so quickly. It's bad. So I put evil bitch stewardess. The scenes are so long. I put Sammy because Sammy showed up again. We love Sammy.
Yes, Sammy is finally back with us. She is on the plane doing her job. She is, after what, 4 or 5 episodes, she's randomly back, and finally. I'm happy about it. But why did you not bring her back sooner?
Right.
Don't know.
Literally.
But yes. That's always good.
I've also written, did they just turn up to be homophobic? Which was something that you said when Mild and...
Yes, I feel like Mild's gang are purely just a plot device for homophobia.
Yeah.
Which happens quite a lot in series. You'll see side characters where their only role in the series is to either do the sponsors or incite some kind of drama. And that's what these guys do. They're purely there just to bring out the homophobia.
And it's not even good drama. They're not even coming up and being like, I heard that you're... Insert slur here. They're so weird and, wheedling about it. They come in and they're like, you hold hands. Oh, are you gay?
All they do is,
get their phones out and,
film stuff.
It's so disappointing because having seen Mild in Tarn Type, we know that he's actually an extremely talented comic actor. His timing is so good. And seeing him in this, just having nothing to work with, it's so disappointing because I'm like, I know how good you are. I would love to see you in a more developed role.
It's amazing how Mew managed to do the kind of acting he's been able to do in this. Because some of his lines, he said them very well, but reading, I don't know if it was just the subtitles, because maybe it was a bad translation. I don't think so, though, because the subber
doing a really good job.
Lazy subber seems like she knows what she's talking about. Or he, they, I don't know. Some of the lines he has to say, well done, Mew, for making it, seem like they're not the most ridiculous lines in the world.
Right. He put emotion into things that, did not deserve the amount of effort he gave, for sure. Oh, then we move on to episode 8, which is where we started to really lose our patience. At this point, episode 7, we were like...
What happened in episode 7, have we said?
Episode 7, basically all that happened was Mew and R had a confrontation. The girlfriend character was in it a lot more, and she was bullied and then assaulted in an airplane toilet, and it was filmed, and then she was asked to leave her job. So many bad things happened to her, and then there was a scene where literally fuck all happened with the other 2 guys. Someone put it on Facebook.
Yeah,
it's just
people in
dumb.
this job just seem to really just want to fuck with each other's lives.
Yeah, but do you
which doesn't happen in the real world.
I don't know how they have time. Every time I've been on a plane, the air stewards have just had so much to do constantly that they would not have time to bully each other in the way that they do, in this. It's insane. But at this point, we were still do you know what? The parts of this that are good, or more interesting, I should say, I don't know if I'm going to say any of this is good, we're starting to enjoy those bits. Then in episode 8, we really lost our shit. Because
this was an entire episode of just Oat and Pop.
And Pop was a kind of dull before and a bit kind of weedy, and then became this unbelievably unsympathetic character because his girlfriend's just been pretty brutally assaulted and asked to leave her job. And a video of it's been posted online. And he goes to see her, and he doesn't even give her a hug. He just holds his arms out and says, do you want some encouragement? And she has to run to him. That's the first red flag. The second thing that happens is they sit down and he watches the video of it happening in front of her and makes a series of like so tone deaf comments. Like the point is that he's meant to not be able to comfort her, but Jesus Christ, they're so bad.
Like they've been going out for 5 years.
Right.
They've probably known each other for longer. This is not how you react to your 5-year partner being sexually assaulted at her job and being asked to leave.
Literally.
Even if you are tone deaf and don't really know how to handle emotional stressful situations, you do better.
Yeah.
You do better if you've been with your girlfriend for 5 years.
Right? Like he says, the combination of things he says is something to the effect of, that guy's not as handsome as me. It's embarrassing for me that he's not as handsome as I am. Which is, I'd unpack that yourselves. What the fuck? The next thing that he says is something about not being able to see her face, and that was a good thing. Something about her weight, I think. And then he was like, but maybe it's a bad thing you can't see your face, because you'd be really famous from this. If it keeps getting worse. And I was like, I know the point of this is to show that he's not very sensitive, or that they're kind of out of touch with each other, but it was so brutal. He was just sitting there, and then he said, I'm really hungry, could you go make me something to eat? And she was like, what? And then she made something, and then there was a whole comic scene about that her cooking was shit. Kick this girl when she's down. They
really did this girl dirty.
So dirty.
Whoever wrote the script, I really don't think likes women.
No, and she's so nice. I don't know if we're meant to be disliking her because they're obviously setting her up for some kind of relationship with this pilot, right? I'm so on board with that.
Yeah.
I want her to leave him right now.
Yeah.
It's a bad script anyway, but they can't even make the best of the bad script, and it's just so painful to watch. And there are so many shots where it's literally 5 seconds of Pop looking at Oat, then we cut to 5 seconds of Oat looking at Pop, then we cut to another 5 seconds of Oat. Do you know what I mean? Back and forth forever.
Now, I do think that is the director's fault.
Yeah.
We have to blame the director
Yeah.
for this, because for some reason we basically think that it's 20 episodes long. Some of the episodes are an hour and a half, purely because they have so many long pauses that they decided to keep in for some reason. But a lot of the jokes don't work because the pauses are so long, and that is a director thing.
Yeah. They're going for some kind of awkward comedy vibe, but neither of the actors are charming enough for that to work. It just makes me feel uncomfortable and this is boring. If they had any kind of presence, or kind of if they had any kind of comedic talent. This sounds horrible, but these guys are not built to be comic actors whatsoever. If they had that, they could make some degree of pauses work, but the pauses are way too long, and on top of that, there's just nothing on their face. It's
who
bad.
should have played Oat?
Hit me.
Mild
Mild
could have done the character of Oat so much better. He knows comedic timing.
Yeah.
And the character of Oat the energy of it is similar to Techno.
I think that's what they were going for, and that's not what comes across, but that's who he was meant to be. Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know, there's something about Oat, his just general aura and the way he handles people. It's just very out of touch, and it makes me think that he's been locked in a room for the first half of his life, and he's never interacted with humans until he got this job at an airport, because he just doesn't know how to socialise properly with humans.
No.
And it's very bizarre.
The whole thing, everything is weird. The final note I've got is Mew is so cute.
I mean, yeah, but let's end
on that.
Let's
because
end on Mew so cute.
Mew is so cute in this. The way they've styled his hair, his little red suit, it's adorable. I love you, Mew. I think you're great.
Boy can do no wrong.
Boy can do no wrong. And he is really working his ass off to make this script work.
And
he is trying so
if
hard.
anyone deserved to like become very successful from this series, it was Mew.
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
And Mild.
And Miles.
Mew and Mild.
It's so
And Sammy.
And Sammy.
Mew and Mild and Sammy. The only good things about this series.
Yes. And the
Yes.
girlfriend. I like her, Mo.
Mm,
She's actually really good. She's really likeable. I really like that actress. I thought she was so good in Together With Me. She's so good at playing a villain. And in this, she's really sweet. And I just want her to be happy. And that's all I have to say.
I want Mew to be happy.
You. Well, shall we attempt a further couple of
at least,
episodes
yeah.
and see, because I'll be honest, it's starting to piss me off.
I mean, it looks like Mew is gonna end up kind of getting closer to Pop in the next episode, which I'm fully here for some Shakespearean drama.
Let's do it. Let's get to
Yes,
it.
because I clearly have forgotten the English language. Here we go.
ดาวบนฟ้าฉันและเธอไม่รู้ว่ามันจะจบเมื่อไรแต่ว่าความรักในครั้งนี้มันมีความหมายทำให้ได้รู้ทั้งชีวิตของฉันเฝ้ารอจะนานแค่ไหนจะกับเธอแม้วันที่เราจะต้องบอกลา
Episode 9.
Oh my god.
You made the notes.
I made the notes. So I'll start with this. Episode 9 opens with a bang. It starts very dramatically with Oat's, a little bit of backstory for Oat, whose parents are having an extremely intense fight. Oat gets punched in the face so hard he passes out, has to be taken to the hospital, and while he's there, his mother dies. And then his father abandons him at her funeral. It's like there is nothing, no episode is opened in the way that this one did. There was actually some really snappy editing, which we were impressed by, but like it was so much so quickly. There was no preparation for what was going to happen. It was just there, the drama, the angst, and then they didn't even really follow up on it. They were like, we just want to let you know.
Literally, like, oh, you want some character background story finally? Boom, here you go.
Here you go.
That's that.
But we're
Let's
not
move
going to
on.
talk about it for the rest of the episode. Like, well, we do a little bit, because this whole episode is like Oedipus Complex times 10. Okay, right, let's go through.
They even address it. They even address, like, how it's not weird that he sees Pop as his mother figure.
Yeah, again, so like in the last thing when we were saying, isn't it weird how they have a whole conversation about mother figures and then leaving and that being the reason for him being gay, and then blah, 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 blah. They do this again by having a conversation with Oat and like the Greek chorus of cooks in the canteen there are 3 of them for a tiny office and they're always there and they're never cooking.
They're just gossiping. That's all they're there for.
All they
to
do is
eavesdrop and gossip.
Well, they just gossip. They come and they have a conversation. He's like, is it weird that I like fancy this guy who reminds me of my mum? They say that's not weird at all. That's completely normal. Then we've had like tens of jokes of about Pop and Mo, his girlfriend, and about how they have a mother-son dynamic and how unhealthy that is. And I'm like, what is this series trying to tell me? Like, is it good to have a mother-son dynamic, but only if you're gay? But like, that's not the thing that makes you gay, but actually it is the thing that makes, like, it really, like, the writing is so weird. Everyone in this show is an orphan.
Yeah, why are there so many orphans?
So many
Oh,
orphans.
and I said why that might be.
Did I write it down?
Did you not? You thought it was quite funny.
Because, well, tell me.
If I remember. It's because we can't have too many parents, or they'd have to be more homophobic parents.
Oh, yes, that's right. We've only got one room for
We've
one
got
homophobic
one homophobic dad, and I think that's the quota filled.
dad. The rest
So
of
we
them.
can't have like more homophobic parents. So let's just not have any more parents.
It's not enough to just not have them on screen. We're going to go full Disney. Everyone's an orphan. Everyone's
we
parents
just
are dead.
we just have Pop's mum.
Pop's mum, who's only in here to, I guess, to like break an arm and be like a plot device.
Yeah.
She's not really done anything so far. The main drama in this episode, apart from like this extreme opening where we get to see like the fucking 10 books of a tragedy on Oat's shit childhood, is Mew and Oat are love rivals. Out of nowhere, Pop has a conversation with Mew, who is his girlfriend's brother, about maybe being gay, but it's like, haha, but I'm not gay, but like, how did you know? And Mew jokingly reveals that Pop was his crush that made him realise he was gay, and then he's like, haha, JK, JK, but like, we know that it kind of like, he's accurate.
He basically said all that for our benefit so that we know that he likes Pop.
Right.
But he said just joking because we can't have Pop know that yet, obviously, for plot purposes.
And Pop's so stupid. Even if he said, like, I love you, he would be like, haha, not in a gay way though, right? Like, this guy's so fucking dumb. It's so annoying that, more than one person is interested in him because he's such an idiot. He's not even, like, a lovable idiot. He's just stupid and annoying. And the other thing as well is that, Oat is also so unlikable. Mew is just, and this is not me being biased towards Mew. Mew is in every single way a preferable character because he dresses better. He doesn't smell. He's much cuter. He's so much nicer. He's polite.
He's not an idiot.
He's not an idiot. He treats him to dinner. He's not got a fucking gambling problem. Yeah. So, episode 9. So many flashbacks. So little actually shared. Too much pausing, too many shit jokes, too many completely bizarre, meandering, meaningless conversations. Not enough Mew.
Not enough Mew, but hopefully we're going to get more Mew now.
He turned around at the end of episode 9 and he
gave the hot daddy look.
He gave the hot daddy. He was like, I am ready to fucking kill this man. And I am ready for him to kill this man too. And I know they're probably not going to end up together because they're not the main couple, but I'm gonna root for it. So that's the energy I'm taking into episode 10. I want Mew to like get out his fists, roll up your little red sleeves, hit someone. No, just fight for your man, Mew. Succeed, I hope.
It's not even his man.
It's not his man.
But I kind of like it. I kind of like that he's now single and he's like, oh, my big, crush from high school is actually gay.
Right.
Maybe I'll try hitting on him.
Yeah. Like, how slim were the pickings at high school that, like, this is the guy Mew was like, my gay awakening. I mean,
yeah, I mean...
We all make bad decisions as teenagers, but, like, this is really, like...
An absolute Adonis like Mew.
And he's so cute in this.
He's surrounded by these inferior boys.
Just arseholes, all of them arseholes. And I tell you what, every time he's come on screen, I've just been like, Mew, you're so cute. I love you, Mew, you're so cute. You're so cute, Mew, you're so perfect.
So perfect.
And it's just making me like everyone else so much
It makes
less.
me very emotional every time I see him, because I know that he's such a good boy in real life as well.
Yeah.
And it makes me genuinely very happy and very emotional.
We're having a Mew moment. We're flipping between screaming hot daddy
and Mew is so cute.
and Mew is so cute. There's no in between. It's just one or the other. The duality of this man.
The duality of Mew.
The duality of Mew. That's what this episode is becoming called. So, I'm reserving my judgment. I was my journey has been this evening. I started off enjoying it. I was feeling really positive about the series. Maybe this is going to be fun. And then I've just gotten progressively more and more annoyed with it as we've gone along. And I'm like, I'm ready for some things. I'm ready for the drama. For once, I want that exaggerated TBL drama where everyone's like fist fighting each other.
Yes.
That's what I want to happen.
Give me some dark blue kiss action.
That's exactly what it needs.
I need it all to just come to one big head.
And on the plane, get some passengers involved. Let's have everyone fight each other.
Let's get the girls in here.
The girls can, some of those girls need decking too.
Episode 10.
So we open on like a super, super, super weird moment where O comes round and Loki hits on Pop's mother. I didn't think we could Oedipus any further.
High key hits on his mum. Not even like as a. I mean, it couldn't be seen as anything else than that.
Right at the end of it, they're like they have this like subtitle on screen that's like getting close to Pop's mum to like get my way into Pop's heart, like step 1 of my plan. But he's just straight up flirting with her. Like, and in the context of his very confusing relationship with his own mother as well. It's real creepy.
Really,
it's so
really,
creepy.
We did not like it.
It's gross and weird.
And then when he's hugging her, he's also like looking at Pop, but like really like menacingly.
It's scary. It's scary. This is making me frightened, and I don't like it. So that's the way it opens, which is super, super weird. Then there is this whole sequence where he genuinely, legitimately slips over on a banana peel and is caught in the most ridiculous way. And the thing that annoyed me the most about it, because I'm just cross now, this is just about me being cross, is that it was the only thing in the show that was shot nicely. There was a beautiful shot of like papers flying in the air. It was lit well, the white balance was nice, it was put together beautifully, and it was him slipping on a fucking banana peel and being caught by the crotch. This show is so infuriating. Like, it gives a little and then it takes so much away.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
10 steps back. Like, it's so weird. And then I totally gaslights him. That's what you said. He's a gaslighter. He was like, well, it was your fault. You should get more sleep. And that was why, that's why he tripped over, but it was because Oat threw a banana peel over his shoulder. It was literally his fault.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so frustrating. And then we had that weird product placement, which there have been low-key product placements in this show. And then this one was like full break the fourth wall. I think it was meant to be funny, but like they didn't go hard enough on it as a joke for it to be like self-referential meta, like, haha, we know what we're doing. This is a product placement and it's weird and out of context. It was just very strange. And it was for like...
An oil?
An oil?
A Chinese oil?
Yeah.
A healing oil?
Something to do...
Some kind of herbal oil.
Some kind of herbal oil that had no tie on it, but don't be worried because loads of Thai people use it. Beware of fake products. I don't even fully think I picked up. I guess it was successful because we remembered it.
Yeah.
Pop wants to have English lessons with Mew. I think it's something to do with him passing his thingy test.
We were very excited with the prospect of hearing Mew say English. I feel like they've really misused Mew because we know he's got so many talents that they just have not let him do. Like, he's not involved in the OST at all, even though 4 of them are who can't sing.
And one of them, I think, has only just shown up, midway through.
Yeah. And also, he can speak English. Like, if you're going to have him teach English, then let him speak some English.
Right,
like,
have like one line.
This boy's talented. Let him be his talented self.
Let him be his talented self. Yeah, completely. They're like, I'm rooting for Mew so hard, and we're not meant to. I don't think we are meant to be rooting for him at this point, but there is no way that you could be happy about anyone else being successful apart from Mew. Fuck everyone but Mew. What else have I written? Everyday sexual harassment.
Yeah, because it keeps going. It keeps going.
It keeps going. I've also got their name. The company's name is FC Catering Facilities or something.
Services.
Catering Services.
Yeah.
And G said FC stands for fucking chaos, which I think is true.
Fucking chaos catering services.
Fucking chaos. It really is. I don't know what they even get done. Then, I've missed out a thing. There's a whole sequence where Mew is... Oh, Mew, this is the one thing you did that we're not happy about. Mew...
But he didn't end up doing it.
He didn't end up doing it, but only because he got pelted with rocks.
So he's technically not a villain.
He's not a villain yet. Hopefully they won't go down this route with him, but he did act like he was going to kiss Oat while he was... No, kiss Pop. Sorry, I'm just mixing up my names. I don't know who they are. Kiss Pop while he was sleeping in the middle of the lesson, and then Oat sort of pelted him with rocks and he didn't do it, and then they came out and had a confrontation, and Oat was gonna, slashed his tyres?
Or just let the air out.
Or just let the air out, and
Yeah.
Mew wasn't gonna do anything, and then Oat was like, I saw what you were gonna do. And I'm like, babe, you sexually harass Pop at work every day. There has not been a day that's gone by where you haven't massively gotten up in his personal space and you committed a sex crime against him.
Also kissed him.
Yes! Like, should Mew have done that? Absolutely not. Am I happy that they put that in his character story? No way. I don't want that to be a thing Mew does. But does Oat have any kind of moral high ground over Mew. Or what's he called? Pre? No.
Pre.
No. I'm just only calling him Mew. It was so frustrating because they did this whole thing where I guess you're meant to think that like Oat is like knight in shining armour, like he's saving him, and he's not. And
not with the way the episode ends.
then they end the episode with the quickest montage I've ever seen of them at a club. That's the only thing in the show I feel like it could have been longer. They were in there for like 2 seconds. And it shows me that they have the capabilities of editing things short and they just choose not to. So that makes me even more cross.
Yes.
And then Pop is literally passed out. He's awake, mumbling and like touching all over where the fuck he's called, Oat.
Because he thinks he's someone else. Who does he think he is?
Him.
Not him.
him.
He thinks he's someone else, not him.
And then he passes out. And this is like not negotiable. Like he is asleep.
And they've placed the condom, which
by the way, we didn't say, but it came out of someone's shoe.
Yeah.
The condom was given to Oat from a shoe, which is, I mean, such bad practice. That thing is going to be riddled with holes. Anyway.
Yeah. And it's conveniently placed just within shot at the side of the bed, so you'd be able to catch it if you were looking. And that immediately tells you what's going to happen next. And we were not happy.
And we were not. And we were so cross. We were like, don't do it, Kengler. Don't do it. And then the episode finished and it went on to the preview and we were like, right, time to stop. We're done. This has pissed us off. And then Art Rambo was in a sex club and we were like, well, okay, I guess we have to watch the next episode to find out what this is about.
They introduce a new character 11 episodes in.
Right.
And also they're in some kind of gay sex club situation.
Orgy, party.
Yeah. And we were like, well, obviously we need to see what's happening here.
We have to find out. So the beginning of episode 11, episode 11 is suddenly, the last 5 episodes have been almost an hour long. This one is 25 minutes. Don't know why. Doesn't matter. It's just what it is, right? Episode 11, we have half of it is Pop being understandably very annoyed with Oat and calling him some like really horrible names. Not annoyed enough. Yeah.
What happened there was non-consensual rape, people.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, so that was the beginning of the episode and we were like, this is stupid. And then Rambo is at like but they introduce it through a new character's perspective. And
it's Rambo narrating, but he's introducing this new character.
Who's like a bit of like a sex addict sort of.
Yes. Sleeps a
promiscuous character and they're talking about like the non-innocent side of like the gay sex scene.
Which has not really been explored that much to the show's...
That's true.
To the show's...
Credit. You good?
To the show's credit. That side of... I guess gay culture is not really visited a lot in IBL. It's more to do with the kind of the more innocent and you know, you're my first too.
Right.
And you know, that's how it should be.
Right.
And this is like a side you don't really get to see, and which is very much prominent in the real world. So
yeah, that's very true. Like I think there's in some people have this, like, this is diverging a tiny bit, but some people have this idea that any LGBT stuff has to be presented in this very like moralistic, wholesome, love is love sort of way, in order to kind of like relate to people and not make people think that because, you know, there's that whole stereotype, kind of homophobic stereotype about gay people being, you know, kind of completely sex driven,
which you know, there's a long backstory about that with, you know, the 80s and
exactly
the AIDS virus, and you know, there's a whole context behind that.
Exactly.
But
and so
we won't go into that.
No, but so I get that there's like a hesitation to show that kind of thing. So it is interesting to like see stuff about like the scene. That is interesting, but wow, they just like it's
They
just
really
like
drop you in there.
it's just you're suddenly in there. The only indication you get is that there's suddenly randomly some like stock footage of like a python, and then
no,
you're like,
it's not a python.
is it not python?
You
What is
don't know
it?
your snakes,
All
clearly.
right, what is it?
It was a rattlesnake.
It was a rattlesnake.
Did you not see its little...
Well, I was just shocked that it was there, and then we were
Is
suddenly.
that what... I don't know why they chose a rattlesnake. I don't know what that
Python would have made more
means.
sense, right?
I thought maybe the first time they showed it, it was to kind of suggest that you had a big dick.
That's what
I thought that's where they were going with that, but then they use exactly the same stock footage again
At
later.
the end, I think it's that the club or like the thing is called like Serpent or something. I think because I'm sure I saw that in the trailer.
Yes,
for the-
because I thought it was like an ad for like something because
sex
it
club.
said serpent, and I was like, oh, this must be like a ad,
Right,
Like,
but they don't say serpent anywhere in episode 11
No.
other than they just show you the snake, but it's not the snake in the scene, it's just like stock footage of a snake.
yeah,
Anyway, they introduce a whole host of characters who are just like fucking in different scenarios and they're talking about them. Then Art does some drugs, he's sad, he kisses someone, he gets in the pool, and then I'm pretty sure, I mean this is like a bad month of PR for the airline
Yeah.
because they've just had scandal after scandal being uploaded to Facebook or whatever.
but they get caught.
They
They get caught
by
doing
people-
the dirty.
I don't know where they are because it looks like they're in a hotel or maybe like an actual club, and then they're suddenly going downstairs into what looks like an underground gym, and they get caught by two people who are wearing uniforms, but it low-key looks like school uniforms, like, which is kind of grody. I hope they're not schoolboy. Like,
No, I
what?
hope
Like
not.
what?
Like,
what?
why are they there?
Why are they there? But who is there in uniform? Like, are they? Like, where is it happening that they've gone? Because they can't have gone far.
Yeah,
They've both just done a lot of drugs.
yeah,
They're obviously drunk.
yeah.
So that's where the episode ends. We get introduced to this new character, and it's so short and intense. It's like the tone of this series is so weird. It can't decide whether it wants to be edgy, a comedy, a drama. And I'm not saying you have to be only one thing, but like it's just like so all over the place. Like it doesn't know. It's just written so badly. Like what's going on? I don't understand.
Although, to give it credit, it's keeping my interest because it is so batshit crazy.
Yeah. So much has happened.
It doesn't mean it's good.
No,
It just means there's a lot happening that is, like, so wild that I need to know what happens next.
Right, we were just so pissed at the end of episode 10, and then we were like, an orgy? Excuse me, from where? From who? And then we had to see it. Not in a creepy way, we were just like,
Yeah.
like
need to
I
know
need
why.
to know
And-
narratively
yes.
how we got from the end of this episode to this whole completely different thing. So that's what you got up to. I mean, it's been an absolute wild ride. Like
Oh, God.
oh man, this series is messing with me a bit because
It is insane. And we just found out that it got, like, a second series.
yes, and there was a Chinese version of it as well, which
Like-
if anyone knows where that is, like I want to see it because like how could it? I think it's directed by the same dude.
Crazy.
It's mad. It's mad. Like it's just straight up insane.
Still no resolution about the ducks.
No,
Still don't know
still
anything
don't know
about
about
that.
the ducks.
Don't know any kind of backstory about Pop, really.
Don't know why, what they do at their job. Don't know why they're
A lot of
there.
unanswered questions that I don't think are going to get answered.
No. At this stage, would you recommend it to people to watch? I'd say there are long
If
stretches.
you've exhausted all other BL and you've stayed away from What the Duck because you've heard bad things about it, I think it's something that you need to watch purely so that you can tell people that you've watched it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that this show was going to be badly written and boring, and it's badly written and just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, straight up
Yeah.
crazy.
We can't predict what's going to happen next.
I have no idea how it's going to end. I have no idea if the main couples are going to stay together in the end. I have no idea if we're going to meet new people who are going to become super important. Are we ever going to see Sammy again? Are we ever going to hear from Mo
Any of
again?
the girls.
Any of the girls. They've
We've
been in
not
it for
had any of
ages.
the girls for like 2 or 3 episodes.
So I feel like there are long stretches of it that are kind of boring, and then there are parts of it that are just so absolutely like insane that you have to watch it. I can't believe I'm saying this. I would recommend that at this stage, you should watch What the Duck.
Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in the middle with Mew.
That's right. That's right.
That was so organic.
It was organic when I said it earlier.
Alright, so this episode is the season finale of, I guess, season 1 of That's Such BL. We are not yet sure, from the time of recording this, if we will continue. Purely because, like, we have
busy lives.
Busy lives as adults, kind of.
Yeah.
We're both going to be starting work hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Obviously, we still have the account to run.
There's lots of things.
Which takes up a lot of time as well, actually.
Yeah.
We do have plans for a YouTube channel so that we can upload all of the podcast episodes and hopefully sub them. Maybe not with other languages, but hopefully if we can provide English subtitles, then people who might not be able to necessarily understand our accents, or maybe if we talk too fast sometimes, hopefully the subtitles will help. Yeah, that's our kind of next move, I guess. If we decide to do a season 2 after that, we will obviously let you know.
Yeah.
I do have plans to still release content every now and then on the podcast Instagram. We have a lot of unused stuff that I've had to kind of edit out of the episodes that I can kind of make into their own little kind of snippet that I can post every now and then. So that's the plan going forward, I guess.
Yeah.
We want to thank you so much for listening. If you've listened to all the episodes, we really appreciate that, because we really had no idea where this idea was going to go from the start. We didn't
even know if anyone was going to listen to it, but people, like a surprising number of people actually have. So thank you so much. It's been so cool and so fun to like take these like silly little conversations that we've been having, just the two of us, and put them out into the world and have people genuinely from all over the world like come back and like interact with us about it.
Yeah.
It's so cool. So if you have ever sent us a message about the podcast or even left a like or an encouragement, like, we love all of it and it makes our day, and it's been so much fun to do this, and hopefully we'll get to do some more, so we'll see, but thank you
so much, guys, and we're gonna go sleep now.
Yeah, it's really late. It's time for bed. So we will be firmly in 2021 by the time this is released. Hope everyone had a safe and happy new year. Hope the world doesn't look a lot scarier than it does right now.
Thank you for joining us on this crazy ride. I've been your host, G.
And I've been your host, E.
Thank you for listening to That's Such BL.
So we also run Thai BL memes over on Instagram, and our podcast-specific account is That's Such BL Podcast, where you can follow us for updates and extra content. So you'll be able to listen to future episodes on our Instagram, That's Such BL Podcast, on IGTV, or you'll be able to find it on any major podcast platform like Apple Music, Spotify, or just the podcast app that you use. Thanks so much for listening.